So, got my Mountain Dew ready. It is time for the Flagged Videos recap for the week. It's the Flagged Videos recap. Anyways, last week I noted that the flags for the week had somehow been very light on the YouTube atheist community, but what I'm seeing now is that was just the calm before the big, huge storm, because this week more than made up for it. Top story of the week in flagging would be that TheAmazingAtheist was flagged with a privacy complaint, and it was very easy to figure out who did it, even though TheAmazingAtheist didn't drop the guy's name, because, you know, people tend to save the videos of very popular and very controversial YouTubers, and when TJ re-uploaded the video that was, it had a privacy complaint on it, he had just put a block, you know, a big blank that said, you know, complying with the privacy complaint, and it was the exact time signature of the guy who did the complaint. So that was pretty easy to figure out for those sleuths who figured it out. I'm not going to leave a link to TJ's video or anything. I'm going to actually leave a link to the people calling out Undertaker Freak 1127. Now, an interesting view on this, you know, from somebody who's been looking at the trend in flags over the last couple of months and has access to information for almost a year of flags. For me, this looks a little bit fishy in that the type of flag used against TJ, the privacy complaint, was the same kind of flag that was used against the brain enema from Mr. Repzion. The privacy complaint where all that happened was the image of the person was there. There was no name, no channel name, no address, no phone number, none of that. Just the image, which, according to the YouTube terms of service, we should all be able to use, right? Because you upload a video, it's fair game for other people to use fair use on it. It's in the terms of service. So when these people flag for privacy complaint just solely based on a portion of their video being used, it's a bullshit flag. And the easiest way to avoid the privacy complaint flag is YouTube actually gives you a day or two to take the video down and just avoid all strikes and all complications with it altogether. They give you a little buffer period. And so when TJ took down his video and then re-uploaded the video with that portion censored out, he avoided a strike. And some people have erroneously said, oh, he got a strike from this. Probably he didn't. You know, his channel is probably clean. He just, you know, had to censor that one part of his video. The interesting thing here, though, is TJ gave Mr. Repzion a cameo in one of his videos where he's giving him a shout-out, and Mr. Repzion and the brain enema had, you know, a flags back and forth thing going on. The brain enema and Undertaker Freak 1127 are friends. TJ gets flagged with the same kind of flag that Mr. Repzion put on the brain enema. You see what's going on here? I see, you know, I see something that other people can sniff out, but there's a trail. There's a trail people can follow. Next, big fucking drama shitstorm of flags. I would call this the second biggest story, but it spans multiple channels. This would be AldusValor, Brett Keane, the Mimica, Rob Lester, and the Stigmadeign Ravenwolf, Ravenous Wolfman. Alright? All of these guys making videos, you know, nipping at each other, you know, and all these flags happen. I won't say much about the actual content of why they're fighting. I will say that I tried to subscribe to the Colonel Valor channel and I was pre-blocked. And I think that was probably had something to do with a previous shit listing that I had from AldusValor that he probably hadn't, unshit listed me everywhere. But yeah, as far as the community goes, there was a great community response for AldusValor. I give you all kudos for that one. But in the cases of Brett Keane, the Mimica, Rob Lester, and the Ravenwolf Man, the only person who gets any points with any of those four would be Old Vampire, who actually mirrored the notice for the Ravenwolf Man, on the principle that everyone gets to have a voice. It's a higher principle than the terms of service or U.S. law or any of that. There is the freedom of speech that we can appeal to that is just a bigger principle than any of all that bullshit. And I give Old Vampire some props for mirroring the notice for the Rabid Wolf Man, even though they had problems back and forth between each other before. To do something like that, I think, is very noble. Now, last night, I was in a BlogTV that normally every week I have a BlogTV on Wednesday night that has nothing to do with the community I'm in on YouTube. It's more about politics and voting, and it just got taken over by drama. And I turned my camera on, this camera that you're watching right now, and I just let it catch all the audio. At over 2 hours of the audio. Let's see. And this does have to do with the drama at hand here. I had Brett Keane, the Stigmadeign, Inventor Gorilla, a Lowly Apprentice, Godless Manitoban, I Callants, the James Pope, Seaside, and myself and Unworshipped Deity, all in the same BlogTV call, all screaming at each other, and sometimes there were little, lulls where we were getting along a little bit, and then somebody would just break that and just go right for the throat, Brett Keane's wife got involved, and by the end of that call, it was awesome, because normally she's a very restrained person, the kind of person that says heck instead of hell, says gosh instead of God, gosh darn. She's really good at keeping her mouth in check, but by the end, she went off on someone, and that was beautiful. But the part that has to do with the flagging drama is that the Rabid Wolf Man and Brett Keane were both asked directly during the course of that call about flagging, and I think a Lowly Apprentice versus Brett Keane on previous dramas, especially where it had to do with Sister Sunshine TV. That was very interesting too. But there was a moment there where it could, be important to somebody who cares about all the drama between AldusValor, Brett Keane, the Mimica, Rob Lester, and the Stigmadeign. I'll leave a link to the BlogTV. I uploaded it. It's very, very long. You should probably play some World of Warcraft when you watch it. Just have it playing in the background. Do some laundry. Do something productive other than listen to people screaming at each other. Let's see. Next on my list, Hannibal Barca, flagged by the fucking 1111 guy. You guys can find all that information easily, linked in the description box. Sarahan006 was flagged, also a member of our community. See how this flagging storm is centering around the YouTube atheist community? This is the point of all these recap videos, is to get this across. Let's Okay, so next guy, he's a skeptic, and he is trying to expose a fraud, but he's not exactly part of our community yet. Maybe he should be. His name is Rikish Turt 2. Okay, link in the description box. He was being flagged this week by somebody who he's accusing of being a fraudster, and he has much evidence to back up his claims. Where I diverge in opinion from this guy is he seems to think that with YouTube upholding the flags, YouTube is somehow complicit in the fraud that he is trying to expose, and I disagree. I think that's a very stretched argument. Next on the list we have chzbizman. He admits to flagging xGetTheseBalls. Now, see, there's only a few different ways you can know who flagged you, and one of those ways is admitting to it. Like, people know that the person that admitted most assuredly did it. There might one day be a case where somebody admits to it when they didn't do it, but chzbizman and xGetTheseBalls both have a lot of energy in their voice. It was xGetTheseBalls that was flagged. And apparently they are mad at each other because they both like to do commentary on band stuff like professional wrestling. That's probably where they get all the energy in their voice. Very entertaining to watch both videos about this flagging going on. And I give them points for entertainment value, in this whole drama thing. Some of you are watching this recap because you want to know where the drama is. I'm telling you that there's energy in these guys' voices, and it's entertaining. Next we have CodNoobs94 versus MooNClanGaming. CodNoobs94, okay, he's playing video games. He's got his own clique, his own group, and there's this other group, the MooNClanGaming, and they've forgotten that it's a fucking game. Like, a lot of you people here on YouTube have forgotten that YouTube should be fun. You should enjoy this shit. And so, because there's no way to hurt each other within the games, other than, I guess, owning someone in a versus style game, they have gone to flagging people's personal accounts in other places, and this actually might be a war of, no, you can't review this product because we're reviewing this product and we want more views on our video for our review. It's crazy the kind of things that people will get all worked up about, But CodNoobs94 flagged, and he believes that he has some people on the inside of the MooNClanGaming clique that are telling him exactly what part of their clan flagged him. Next, in my search for flagging across YouTube, I came across this channel, Exposing Uification, and the flags on that channel are not new, but apparently this person is coming out and trying to explain some history of flagging that they see, and adding their own narrative in a sort of anonymous way, because I have no idea who this person is, but apparently they were following the drama. I really don't put much stock into narratives that are added to the flagging, months after the fact, because, I've seen so many he said, she said, and so many different versions of history of flagging from other people. So, but I will tell you guys, there's drama. It's there. Now, great energy. I'm talking about, like, I just subbed to this girl after watching her video about getting flagged. Seeing nothing else. I saw, wow, this is entertainment. Her name is Nerdy Beach X Bunny, and she calls herself NBXB. Yeah, click on that link. If you don't click on any other fucking link in the description box, click on that link. It's only like 2 minutes long. Wow, she gets pissed about this flag. Wow. Next, we have 2 other people that admit to flagging. Now, if you've been following me talking about flagging, you know that I absolutely hate it. I really do. There will be links in the description box to, Facebook fan pages of, hating different ways that people flag things on YouTube. Because I do appeal to that higher principle of freedom of speech that has nothing to do with laws or terms of service. First, we got Alex Miller from what he calls the commentary community. I have never heard of this commentary community before, but he's explaining why he flags videos, and he is my flagging video nightmare in what he's saying there. He's getting right to the point. There are some people who are just fucking evil, and he's saying he's doing it because he can, and because he's trying to clean up YouTube and get rid of all the horrible commentary and have those people move to BlogTV, and yeah, it's sinister. Next, we have a guy named Fourwind is admitting flagging a video by PETA, and he's calling PETA terrorists. And just the way that he does it is just so nonchalant. It's the kind of thing that as YouTubers, no matter what little niche community we're in, we should be universally against this kind of thing. Now, next on the list we have this guy named Gösta Stenberg. He was flagged with an abuse of the hate speech flag, right? Somebody flagged down his video about banking reform and, the Federal Reserve Bank and shit. They flagged it for hate speech, but I will say this. I've seen what makes up the majority of his video in another video. It was stolen. This is, as far as terms of service and copyright in U.S. law, this video probably could get pulled for different reasons. But it was an abuse of the hate speech flag that actually removed the video, and I think that's important to note. Even though we've all, if we followed the Occupy movement and the Tea Party shit, we've seen this cartoon that's the original is like 30 minutes long. He cut certain portions out, but basically he added no commentary. He added a little bit to the beginning, which was just cut out of other movies, but really the majority of this video could probably get pulled for copyright very easily. Next, we have what I suspect to be a drug addict who got flagged for probably the nudity flag. I don't know which flag it was. Inappropriate flagging. What I see here in this video is a girl who's got a bra that is maybe 1 or 2 sizes too small, and it's centered in the video. right? And also, she's scratching herself in this way that I can't even act it very well, but it's something that I've seen in heroin addicts a lot. This kind of like my veins are worms and I'm trying to get them out of the soil kind of scratching. She's scratching a lot. No, I don't see her shoot up, but I don't see any track lines. But I'm telling you guys, she seems kind of, you know. And she's also not displaying any sort of intelligence in the video. It's completely one of those videos where you're probably only going to click on it because you see cleavage. Only girl in butterfly outfit with butterfly tattoo on face. She very skanky. I'm just going to say it. It's horrible to judge people, but in this case, it's the best descriptor I can give you. She was making a video that apparently, you know, it reminds me of Brian J 1962 getting flagged for having a video of Shayra spanking her own butt, you know, with clothes on. There's no real reason to pull something down for inappropriateness for something as slight as that. You know, suggestiveness, sexual suggestiveness. I mean, there are so many girls on YouTube who like to angle the camera right there, you know? Whatever. But girl got flagged and I didn't like it. And she's on the list. And the channel is Cellar Door Creeper Co. And I really do feel like anyone who is watching that video and enjoying it is probably a creeper. Next, somebody else apparently got flagged for booty shaking. So that's another thing that just harkens back to Brian J 1962 getting that flag for a slight spanking, even though Playboy has a fucking YouTube channel. And everything on that channel is suggestive. You know, way more suggestive than what these people are getting flagged for. How the fuck does Playboy have a channel? Next on the list, this is interesting for the dynamics of flagging and how it works, because this guy named Must Destroy All is suspended from YouTube, but his channel is unavailable. If you click on his channel link, it's like that this channel's been removed picture, but it says in the description that he's been suspended. Now, other people's channels, when they're suspended, their videos stay up and their channel is still accessible. This guy is not accessible. His suspension apparently includes the pulling of his channel temporarily. And that's, you know, the only reason I'm really talking about this guy instead of putting him in the etc. list is because that is kind of interesting to me. And somebody else gave a shout out to him. The War Guard, he had previously came up in one of the last 2 weeks of Flagging Recap as a different user. Old Vampire knows him. In his video, he's admitting to flagging a user for having no valid debate and just using ad hom attacks, but also as retaliation for a flag that he received supposedly from this user. And again, we need to, as a community, clamp down on this a little bit and show this guy the way. Because just because somebody uses a string of ad hom attacks and they qualify under the terms of service for bullying, harassment, intimidation, all that, does not mean that we need to flag it. You know, yeah, there's the terms of service, you know, meeting those minimum qualifications for what would be bullying. I'd say a good 10% of what's on YouTube could meet those qualifications, you know? I think we should really, really look at a better standard for flagging than just, well, you had no valid argument and all you did was insult me, so I'm going to flag it because you flagged me too. So, A Beautiful Mind, or I Beautiful Mind, he had a really good rant on offensive-ness and flagging. I'm not really sure when he got flagged. He hasn't come up in the past few weeks, but he got flagged apparently recently and made a really good rant on this where I agree with what he's saying too. And it's this appeal to a better principle than laws or terms of service that I really agree with. Really click on that link too. Then after that, in the description box, you're just going to see a whole bunch of other people who got flagged. And the last one I'm going to put there is, I don't know who it was that originally got flagged, but they are putting up a video on how to scam a website called PrizeRebel into getting free stuff. And I don't know if the stuff works, but apparently PrizeRebel.com is going around flagging all of the different scams. It's the same video, but they're going around, flagging it down, basically because I suppose they can't fix their own website to correct the scam fast enough, to keep themselves from being scammed out of so much money. So instead, they're going to go around flagging videos. Now, I'm not in favor of scamming them for anything or using an exploit in order to get more points to get prizes on their website. That's it's criminal, actually, and I hope they follow up on the people who do exploit their website to get more than they should. But it is what it is. I can't find the original source for the video because the person who's mirroring it everywhere, I don't know. They're just, kind of anonymous themselves. But I will say that in finding all these mirrors of that video, that was the most support, and it only came from probably one person, mirroring it on many different stock accounts. That was the most support of anything. That was more support than AldusValor got from the whole community for being flagged. Really, we can all do better in supporting each other. We can do better. I would say that the Mimica's shoutouts in his video that then got flagged down. The one about what was it about? The song Kashmir, about the Led Zeppelin song and what it's about, what kind of place it is. That video, somebody needs to mirror that somewhere else. But the shout-outs that he gave in the description box, that was a good thing. Props for that. Anyways, links to all this and more in the description box. If you were flagged and you feel slighted that I did not talk about it, leave a comment below. Everyone will see it, and I will either add you to the description box or talk about you next week. Again, link to the Facebook fan page for anti-censorship on YouTube, the one that I started a while back. And please, everyone, scream, yell, shout, don't flag. Don't fucking flag.